You say you met the girl first time ever in your life and you hanged out with her for 2 to 3 hours and you got a tattoo of her self portrait longer than you known her for 15 to 20 grand. Okay, so stay with me on this. There's a reason why people believe that he is telling a lie, even though he came out with his side of the story. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the Ruby Rose #1 OnlyFans spender, or the fake story about Ruby Rose #1 OnlyFans spender. Whichever one you could believe in, that's what it is. First, let's start from the top. At the beginning of December 1st, 2023, Ruby Rose took a picture with her #1 OnlyFans subscriber, in which the guy spent a whopping $62,000 on her OnlyFans, which a lot of money. But I don't think that's the reason why the story got as big. I think it's because the man looks exactly what you would expect a hardcore OnlyFans spender would be. And since we really never had a face to these kind of people, he was the guy that we chose to be the face of these massive spenders OnlyFans. And what I mean by that is he got that look. He looks unkempt, unhealthy, long beard, don't look like he hangs out with the opposite sex as much. And if you look at his shirt, it says, "If I die, delete my browsing history." That sounds like a man who spends way too much time on sites like this. You cannot prove me wrong, and you know for a fact you had the same opinion everybody else had. And that's why I think this story blew up so much, because the $62,000, that's a lot. The man has the look to prove that it was him, and that is wild. Then after that, a clip of what can seem like it was this man on an MTV show about porn addicts showed up. And there are some striking similarities. That one, I personally don't think had a lot of weight, but that right there solidified it for a lot of people. So after this happened, everybody had their laughs. It was a weird story, but that was it. Until a few days after this, in which Ruby Rose posted another link in which she talks about the weird, creepy text messages that he was sending, as well as the tattoo or the full-on portrait that he got of her on his leg. And this part right here is where everybody looked at it and thought it was a little creepy. Because the texts are wild. But there's a few gems in this. One like, "I love you more than I love Bitcoin." That was a great one. I love it. And second is, "You can bang everybody else as long as you come home to me at night," which was cute in a simp way. That was adorable in a simp way. Okay. But the real kicker, that he got a tattoo on his leg of Ruby Rose. Think about that for a second. Okay, people do get tattoos of Star Wars or like important things in their life. You are getting a tattoo of a person. You know what? We'll come back on this one, because he tells us why he got a tattoo. I still don't believe it, but he's at least makes a reason, whatever you make it at. Okay, so all this stuff came out. Big haha moment at him. probably got laughed at. Ah, but that's not the part that makes this story unique. It is what happened afterwards, in which he went on a podcast called No Jumper, and he sat down and he talked about how the whole story was make believe. And right here, a lot of people are like, ah, yes, this we were all bamboozled. We were all fake. But, my good sir, give me a part of your time and I'll tell you why a lot of us still think that it might be that he's telling a lie. Give me a second to tell you why I think the man might be lying. Okay, so in his interview with No Jumper, he explains that this thing happened out of the blue. He went, he talked to Ruby Rose, and then they came up with an idea to make a plan. Okay, he tries to go in detail about why it happened. I get it. But, sir, my good sir, the reason you told me is kind of garbage. He said he hung out with Ruby Rose for 2 to 3 hours and they talked about this idea. And he took 220 pictures with her.
I mean, the way that she was to me, like she was super dope. They made me look like I was like I have like 220 pictures in my phone of me and her. So it's like they used one picture, makes me look like I'm a weirdo. But yeah, no, I was hanging out with her for probably like 2 hours, maybe 3 tops. We smoked.
220 pictures with her. That is a lot more than a lot of people have ever taken with the closest people in their whole life. And you did that in 2 to 3 hours. That is weird. Secondly, if the story is fake, why did you get a real tattoo on your leg of her? Now, what he said, the reason why he got a real tattoo, is it would help sell the story if he met people in real life. So he went with an arbitrary amount of 15 to 20,000 for the tattoo.
What's the next thing that's gonna happen? And then I did say we should like get some kind of tattoo going, like I'll get her name or something tattooed on me. I didn't think I was gonna get a portrait.
Where's the portrait?
On the back of my leg.
Okay.
So now when that
you met the girl, you say you met the girl first time ever in your life and you hanged out with her for 2 to 3 hours and you got a tattoo of her self-portrait longer than you known her for 15 to 20 grand. Do you see why we think that he might be telling a lie? Now, I'm not saying he's a liar per se. I honestly think he might be telling the truth. I just think he's very, very not business savvy with how he makes his opinions in life. That's it. Look, he could, that's all I want to say. The man could not be this big guy who is a crypto billionaire, but he is very, very naive of how he goes about his life. That's all I want to say. Thank you for being here.